Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm ObscureAngelPT and let me introduce you to RiME. So RiME is a game developed by the Tequila Games, and I think it was also developed by Keylock, but I'm not really sure. I think Keylock kind of just ported the game to the PC because Keylock is well known for porting games, but I'm not really sure about this, so keep this with a grain of salt. This game is using Unreal Engine 4 and, well, if you hear this name recently, it's kind of normal because RiME have been kind of polemic recently because of two reasons, but I will get to that. I just want to show you a little bit of the settings of the game. I have a lot to tell about this game. So I'm playing the game with pretty much a custom presets. I'm using more and less a changed median settings, okay? But I benchmarked the game with the low, with the median, with the high settings, okay? Or presets. Let me just show you. This is the low presets. Obviously I disabled VSync when I tried it, or when I tested. Okay, this is the median one, and again I disabled VSync. And this is the high, and again I disabled VSync. Okay. And there is also Ultra, which I didn't test it, but let me just give you a warning. If you are a guy that have a much more powerful graphic card and you can run Ultra, be careful with this anti-aliasing SSAA, it's very demanding. It's kind of, it multiplies the resolution by a certain number, which is not specified in here. Okay, so I fully recommend it to keep with FXAA or TXAA, depending on what you prefer. Motion border, water tessellation are two options that aren't enabled in any preset, so it's kind of optional that you need to select. But for me, again, I decided to go with the median settings. I changed the FXAA to TXAA, I enabled the bloom, and well, this is the most polemic thing. I reduced the resolution scaling from 100% to 75%, so this makes the game more close to 900p. So I know, everybody kill me now for that. But it makes the game much more smoother. So as you can see, I was having 40 frames per second. Now I have like 32. Well, actually now I have 35, 36, but I'm looking more to the skybox. Okay, so, well, by now I'm running with median settings, TXAA, and bloom. Okay, also native 1080p. But although, let me just show you some more stuff. So I enabled bloom because it makes the stuff a little bit more vivid, more bright. And as you can see, this is without bloom. Just take a look on the sun. Now I'm going to enable bloom. Okay. And yes, it's a little bit better and roughly consumes 1 FPS. So I think we can actually spend 1 FPS to get the game a little bit more vivid, okay? And have it above the median settings. Okay, so in 1080p, TXAA, bloom, the game is running just fine in here, obviously. And so you might ask, so why the hell did you say that you were going to play the game with 75% of resolution scaling? So I will get there, just wait a little bit longer. Now let me change the subject a little bit, since I'm going to take a little bit time to reach that place. This game have been a little bit polemic because when it was launched, and even by now, the game is very demanding, and this is an unfortunate thing. I'm not really sure if it is the fault of Keylock for porting the game from the PS4, or if it is just the fact that the game is very demanding for being using Unreal Engine 4 with the default stuff, just like Snake Pass. Snake Pass was also an indie game with nothing special regarding the graphics, but it was very demanding, okay? And I think PS4 does a better job than our computer running RiME. But I'm still waiting for the Digital Foundry video to confirm that. Although, take a look on the frame rate. So as you can see, while overviewing big landscapes, I get like 25, 26 frames per second. And it's going to get worse, don't worry. Let me just jump off the cliff and get back to the very beginning of the game. Okay, so I'm going to travel now until the first hub. I will call it the hub because it's a place where you need to grab some items to enable some stuff. I didn't really complete that sequence. I just benchmark it and try to understand a little bit more about the performance. What about the TXA and FXA? I want to show the difference in performance. So when I switch back to FXAA, I don't even earn 1 single frame per second. I earn like 0.7 frames. So it's a matter of a choice if you choose between FXAA or TXAA. FXAA is a little bit more sharper, more crisper. TXAA is a little bit more blurred, but TXAA completely eradicates any jaggy that is on the game, and I like a lot TXAA or TAA. Okay, so I will proceed to the first up right now, and this is where the game starts to be a lot demanding. Let me just climb this. Okay, and we will get this cutscene. Let's wait just a little bit. There you go. Cutscene, 27 frames. Okay, it's already a little bit bad, but it's going to get worse by now. And damn, 24 frames per second. Okay, I'm recording with AMD Radeon Relive. This can take an impact, but still, this is going too much lower. So if I drop the resolution scaling to 27%, what I get is pretty much 29%. Without recording might reach to 30s. We are getting back our frame rate by now. Let me just switch again to native 1080p for us to compare a little bit. So I'm back to 30s in here. So it seems that it is something in this area that makes the game much more demanding and impossible to run above the 30 FPS with native 1080p, which is a little bit disappointing. I still think that PS4 have better shadows, but again, I prefer to wait for Digital Foundry video. Let's hope they make one comparing all the consoles, because I really want to understand what the hell is happening and how PS4 handles this game, because as you know, PS4 graphics card is very similar to this card, and so usually games run more and less with the same settings and same frame rate. But I think this game, it's running much better on PS4 than on the PC version. So before claiming that this is a bad port coming from the consoles, I want to see some proofs with Digital Foundry and trying to understand what the hell is happening with if this is normal, if PS4 gets this performance, what resolution they operate. And again, the shadow seems sharper on PS4 than on the PC. Seems that they are using like eye shadows or an hybrid between the median and eye. So again, we are back to 24 frames per second while overviewing great landscapes. So I will be switching to definitely to 75% resolution scaling, and we still have like 28, 29. Without recording must be 30s. But there you go. This is how I prefer to enjoy RiME. 75% resolution scaling, median settings, where I switch it from FXAA to TXAA, and I added bloom. There you go. I have nothing more to add to this sequence of gameplay. So I do, so I do hope you enjoy the rest of the gameplay, and I do hope to see you soon. Any questions, just leave on the comment section of the video. I will talk a little bit more about the performance on the end of the video. That is the results on the description of the video. There is also a link on the description called Framerate Proof Download, where I have all the proofs about the frame rate that I got with a ton of stuff. It's an Excel file, okay? So guys, thank you a lot for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye. Oh wait, I forgot that I needed to talk about something. I was telling you that this game was very polemic because of the performance, but that was also about the Nouveau. Many people were claiming that the Nouveau was killing off the performance. I still think that it's not exactly like that. I think people are overreacting over the Nouveau. Yes, the Nouveau obviously it's some sort of aggressive anti-piracy method, but still, many people claim that this game was horribly optimized. Now the game don't have the Nouveau and it's still horribly optimized. So I don't think that the Nouveau was a fault for the bad optimization of the game. I think people usually overreact over the Nouveau. Most of the people are just pirates Yes, the Nuvo, it's kind of aggressive, but I don't think that is even a proof how the Nuvo destroys the frame rate. And I only saw one video where the first version with the Nuvo was stuttering all over the place, and then after the patch without the Nuvo, the game is running fine. Although that patch was 2.5 gigabytes of a patch. Obviously, if they were removing the Nuvo, it wasn't a patch with 2.5 gigabytes, so they fixed stuff. So it's not entirely related to the Nuvo. I'm not here to defend the Nuvo, I'm just making claims that I don't think that the DRM is making performance issues. I have tried multiple games before, Mad Max and a lot of the Nuvo games, and actually I tried the original ones later, and I never saw any differences with the performance. So I think that most of the time, a lot of people just make these stories, and especially the crackers make these stories, or there is another website which I remember this, which is the dark side of the gaming, which is usually always keeps defending the pirates and stuff, that is launching this news. They were the ones that launched the news that the Nuvo was breaking SSDs, that later was proven to be false. So I don't really know. I never had a problem with the Nuvo before. I believe that maybe there are persons that have problems with the Nuvo. I don't want to defend the Nuvo because I don't defend too much DRM, but having troubles with performance with the Nuvo, I still don't believe that is possible. Okay, guys, that's just my opinion, don't get mad with me. So hope you enjoy a little bit of the rest of the video, and I will get back just soon to talk a little bit more about the performance. Thank you a lot for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye. Hello boys and girls, welcome to my performance section of the video of RiME. So as you can see, the median and the low frame rate is very close to each other, but obviously I do prefer the median. You get some better shadows, better textures, anisotropic filtering, it's one of the extras, and the shadows makes it with much better resolution and less flickering. The eye settings, unfortunately, it was stuttering all over the place. It wasn't big stuttering, but it was micro stuttering, and the performance was much more poor comparing to median or the low settings. Although with the settings that I used to record, which was the 75% custom median settings, it's essentially a custom median, like I was telling you, where I had the bloom, which makes the game much more vivid regarding the colors and the sun. It's much better. I switched it from FXAA to TXAA, like I showed you the performance impact is very small, okay, but unfortunately I had to drop the resolution scaling to 75%, which makes the game very close to 900p in order to get the frame rate that I wanted and to make it much more stable and above the 30 FPS. As you can see, the average and minimum is much higher than even the median, the regular median settings or the low settings, but unfortunately with the 75% resolution scaling, the resolution is pretty close to 900p unfortunately. So let's take now a look on the consistency. We can see that with the high settings, pretty much half of the frame rate was lower than 30 FPS, not recommended. The median was 17% and the low very close to the median, which was 13. Although, with the settings that I use on the video, my frame rate only dropped like 3% of the time from the 30 FPS, which is very positive. Regarding other stuff, like for example VRAM usage, it was consuming almost the 2 GB of VRAM. The RAM usage was around 4 GB of RAM, so I believe that if you have a clean system, if you don't have too much stuff on the background, 4 GB of RAM might be enough for this game, but I'm not 100% sure, okay? CPU usage was between the 40 to 60%, so I don't think that CPU was a problem in this game, and the GPU was giving its maximum, okay? So that's all that I want to talk about RiME. Hope you did enjoy this performance section and all the video and gameplay. If you have any questions regarding this video, just leave on the comment section of the video, okay? So thanks for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.